Crossville, Tennessee. It's a 95 model Kenworth. Bought the truck. Put the Talladega fiberglass fenders on it. Changed the wheels. I'm a big fan of the KW slot wheels. So we went away from the round holes, went to all aluminum Kenworth wheels. Needed to raise my fifth wheel when I put the fenders on. Went with the Josh stationary fifth wheel. It's an 11-inch fifth wheel. It was 2 inches taller than what it was supposed to be when I got it. So it looks huge, but it has kept the fenders safe so far. The trailer is a 05 Rittenauer Maximizer. Not a lot special done to it, other than I put the lift axle on it, which obviously money saving. It's definitely there. It saves on tires, brakes, wear on the bearings. Changed box fronts, made those look a lot better. Got a lot better wheels for it. You got a guy that'll polish everything out. Pretty much just your standard flatbed trailer though. It's not a lot going on with it. When I found the truck, I was looking for a Kenworth for a while, and I stumbled across this one actually on Craigslist. It was in Jackson, Tennessee. And when I called the guy about the truck, he told me some of the stuff about it, and he said it was a member of his family. He had bought it brand new. He had all the paperwork with it, the rebuild that you're looking for when you buy one. And I went to look at the truck in Jackson, and as soon as I got off the exit, he was sitting at a fuel stop, and he had told me it had new paint on it, which it didn't have the stripes, but the white paint on the cab and stuff was brand new, less than a year old. And for a 95 model truck, when you roll off the interstate and you see that, it's already a positive thing. When I got there to test drive the truck, he asked me, he said, "You ever drove a truck with a cab?" I told him, I said, "Yeah, that's all I drive. That's all I've driven." And he said he had actually had 2 other people come to drive the truck, and he didn't like the way they drove it and didn't feel like it would be in good hands, and that he actually refused to sell the truck to 2 other people.
Okay.
I thought, I've wasted my time coming down here. He doesn't really want to get rid of this truck. But I drove the truck, came back, liked it, and bought it, took it to the house, and that's when I set in on it. When I bought it, it was as plain as it came from Kenworth. It had the original factory visor still on it. It didn't have any of the chicken lights on it, as we call them. It did have the stainless panels, but he had taken all of the lights off of the truck. The fuel tanks were not polished. They had just been acid washed. But the first thing that happened to it was I painted the stripes on the truck myself. I did those. And then it took me a while, but the passenger driver's side fuel tank, when I bought the truck, he had been hit in California sitting on a ramp in the fuel tank. The tank was pushed in.
Okay.
So I had to get another fuel tank for it. And when I did that, I knew I wanted to paint the tanks white. So I went ahead and painted the new tank, took this one off and painted it, and got both of the tanks done. The sleeper lights, that was just a decision made and a little courage one evening, and we just went to drilling holes and got those done. When I bought the truck, it did not have the windows in the sleeper. I changed the doors to the sleeper window doors. When I bought the truck, it had the factory exhaust on it, but they had lost the guards, and that's what those paint chips are. It actually broke a band, and the guy let that exhaust ride against the cab for there's no telling how long. And then I got into the interior on it, did the dash white. The interior is far from done, but put the SH tube, the stainless shifter in it not too long ago. I'm extremely happy with their product. It doesn't rattle, doesn't vibrate like a lot of the shifter extensions will do. A friend of mine now, Peter Williams with Almost Chrome, he polishes the truck for me. And when I called him, I told him one of the things I wanted. I said, this truck is a 1995 model. I said, and it's got the factory breathers on it, and I want the wind rash cut out of these breathers. And of course, that's his specialty is stainless, and he definitely did me proud on that. And when I got this truck, I knew that was the style of visor I wanted to put on this truck. But it had an oddball set of wipers on the truck. Most of the Kenworths have the wipers on it that I've got now that swing from the center out. When I got it, both of mine swung from passenger side across. So I had, to start with, I actually had to section the passenger side wiper arm with those wipers, cut 7 inches out of the wiper arm and drop back to a 13-inch wiper blade so that it would clear the center brace that holds the center of the visor to the windshield. Under the hood, we've got a 5EK, one of the early full electronic cat motors. It's set at 550, it was factory 550. I actually got the dyno pull sheets when they built the motor back. I put a diesel freak harness on it. It turned it up a little more. It helped it some, but pretty well I just try to maintain reliability, and I don't dog it, I don't rag it. I've changed the entire wiring harness under the hood inside of the injector wiring harness and the whole ECM wiring harness. Try to stay on top of oil leaks. I cannot stand an oil leak. As far as plans for the business, it's just keep going. We've got some pretty steady customers. Just try to keep everybody happy, everything moving. You know, sometimes you don't want to work Friday, but if they need their stuff, you got to go. You got to leave on Sunday to have it there Monday. That's what you do. It's part of the job, part of the trade. As far as plans for the truck, it's getting an air ride front end pretty soon. I've got the itch for that pretty bad. And then I'm going to set in on that interior and change it, get it kind of going with the feel and the theme of the rest of the truck. Okay. I named it the Driveway Dream because everything that has been done to this truck, it's never been in a shop for anything as far as the cosmetics or even when I changed rear ends. Everything gets done to this truck in the driveway. I don't even have a garage big enough to put it in.